Welcome to Tiffdoesloans podcast, and today I have Dane Shota with me. Thank you so much for coming. How are you doing?
Great.
Awesome. And so Dane is a commercial real estate agent as well as a business broker. So we're definitely going to dive into investing, the best ways to invest, and just overall some tips and tricks and, how to successfully either buy a business or successfully keep investing into real estate. So just to kind of thank you so much for, just helping it's been such a tricky market that it just helps that we give the information to our new buyers, sellers, investors. So why don't you just kind of start, and how did you get started into real estate, commercial, and, being a business broker, and how long have you been doing that?
Yeah, well, the main thing is actually I wanted to talk about today is actually how to get real estate into a Roth IRA.
Okay.
With the taxes that we have, how much money that's been printed.
Yep.
And we are the highest state income tax in the United States, California. I think it's really important that we should understand actually having real estate in a Roth IRA. That way it's federal and state tax-free.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so now if you're a high net individual, you could be paying maybe 20-30% easy on federal and state taxes. You can't get that return on income property. Okay. This is what the government's getting from us every year.
Yep.
If we can just pay it once and then for the rest of our lives to our generations to be able to get federal and state tax-free money, I think that's really
just like
important, more than investing into real estate.
To make sure that so it's not so much like investing into real estate, but making sure that you're using the right portal.
Well,
would you say that would be like using your Roth IRA, you would be using it to purchase? Yeah,
you'll be able to purchase that. And I would say, while doing this, I'm not giving any legal advice or tax advice. You should really be being guided by your CPA or your real estate attorney. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's all I'm going to be talking about is what I did.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yeah, and that's all we can.
This is before really we had the internet.
Yeah.
To be able to teach us, because that's when I started this journey.
Before the internet. So what did you use before the internet? No podcast? Couldn't go on YouTube?
I actually used my CPA. Mm-hmm. And he was in this business network we call BNI, which we're both in.
Oh, yes. Okay. We are.
And he recommended a guy that is a trustee or custodian. It's synonymous. And these guys are able to go and hold the property for us and in our name. So my property is titled in trust for benefit of, and then my name and my account number. Okay, so that's how it all started. And you asked me what got me into real estate.
Yeah.
Well, my mother actually told me, reminding me that when I was a child, we're going to find apartments, my dad, mom, and I. And the landlords looked at me and said, no kids. We don't take any kids. And I told my mom, I said, when I grow up, I want to be the landlord. I want to be the one that makes decisions. And from that time on, well, in one of my the properties that I have my Roth IRA in, it's VA, it's veterans.
Okay.
That's in there. Another one is has a child that has some type of kind of a brain dysfunction, and she's able to make that a home. They needed a pet, a dog. It's a service animal, and I really don't like to have big service animals, but I made an exception.
Oh, is this for like a renter?
Yes,
One of
for
your
a renter.
renters? Okay.
So, you know, we're both Christians, and
Yeah.
we want to make heaven for somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're able to make that that situation if we are the owner. Give them the opportunity. And I got interested in business brokerage about 8 years ago.
Okay, awesome. So with the commercial real estate, so you're an agent, but you're also a landlord. So do you have apartment buildings now, or is it mainly like single family, or like buy and holds here in California, or do you have them out of state?
The only single family home that I own is the one that I live in.
Okay.
Okay, if you can get a duplex or something bigger, 4 is considered residential, 5 is considered commercial. But the more doors you have, it's usually less per door.
Yeah.
Okay, for units. And I own some land also.
Okay.
But I started out selling commercial properties.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have an apartment building right now though?
I have a fourplex.
Oh, okay.
I have a fourplex, duplex. I've got another duplex.
Nice.
Most of the
All in California?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the net worth I would say is in California.
Yeah.
Now, for to have a really good return, I look to Vegas one time and also Arizona. And Arizona, if your tenant doesn't pay, then they can get them out fairly quick. For California, I heard it could be up to 18 months.
That's so fun.
So
Yeah.
you could check with the real estate attorney
No,
on
they're
that.
definitely, it's been, a lot of people are holding back a little bit or nervous, to start doing a lot of rentals out here in California just because of the laws are more tenant friendly. We call them landlord friendly. So in those states, and Arizona is a big one.
Yeah.
So everyone's still investing in Arizona, Texas,
Well,
Florida.
once they weaponized politics and told Donald Trump he can't do business in New York, the most amount of the highest amount of in the investor pool, like BlackRock, Blackstone, they're staying away from any of the blue states. They're only going into red states.
Yeah.
Even Warren Buffett is going outside of the United States. He's going to Japan. He's investing
wow.
in Japan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but he's Warren Buffett. He can do whatever.
yeah. So
He
he's
can do whatever he wants.
he's really watching it.
yeah.
However, if you're willing to stay in California,
Yep.
and I like the weather so much that I can't see myself. I am not going to be leaving.
Yeah.
These are the people that are going to be buying businesses and could be
Okay.
buying real estate over here.
So that could be another way for you. Instead of like being a landlord out here, you can still help people that way or sell them a business. So I have heard, so maybe you can go further on that. I have heard that in these next year or two, that this is going to be a huge shift of boomers to, either handing over their businesses, there's a large amount, handing over the businesses, either people are going to be inheriting them or they're just full businesses, ready to be sold, full books. So are you seeing that a lot now? And do you anticipate that is this a movement in the next few years? Is this a real thing?
It seems like in general,
Yeah.
the younger generation, they do not want to do much. They just want, I talked to a veterinarian and she said that the people that are coming out of college now, out of vet school, they just want a paycheck. They don't want their own firm.
Yeah.
They don't want to work that hard.
Yeah. So that, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I'm in a similar boat. Like I personally, like, I don't really aspire to be like the broker. So I made sure that I found like a great broker that he has great connections, and and then I'm just gonna run around and bring new people in for us.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
I like the connections too. I am a broker.
What about
I am a real estate broker, but I am with EXP. We're global. We have the connections.
Where he the broker owner here, it's smaller. He also has like a realtor section as well, but I mean, he has great connections with all the realtors. I have private investors, so I'm like, that's perfect. But me personally, I can agree with that. Like, that's not like aspiring. Like, I want to, in a couple of years, I want to be traveling the world running marathons and still my business running just so I prefer that. But do you think, is the younger generation though, are they likely to buy a business though that's already running, and that they can just keep it because people still stay in place, right? Even if you sell the business, operations and everything can still perform, right? My son is looking at getting his own firm. He's a doctor.
Okay. He's a psychiatrist, and he sees value in real estate.
Yep.
My other son, who is an accountant, he doesn't want to actually buy a business, but he wants to buy real estate.
Yeah.
He could see the value on real estate.
Yeah.
But
would they just buy like? Well, you don't have to buy the business, like.
Well, with the business,
do you not tell them to just like get real estate?
Oh, you can get real estate, but if you want to get one with no money down.
Okay.
You buy the business and the real estate.
Okay, and how does that work? Like, how does that process work?
Okay, so if the business is running really well, the SBA lender is going to be behind it.
Okay.
If you have a buyer that, let's say I'm selling a nursery right now, plant nursery. So this plant nursery, he's making around $500,000 net.
Okay.
Okay, and if you have your loan, the loan will be less than what they're netting.
Yeah.
You can make the payment. Okay. It just depends on the buyer. So if the buyer has any nursery experience at all, they would love them.
Yeah.
But if they are somebody that has no experience in retail or nursery business or any of that, it's going to be a little harder to qualify.
Okay, so they are looking at that, like who's actually going to be able to run the business, because there's no point to like buy the business if you're not gonna, because it's a business, like you're gonna get out of it what you put into it. So unless it's all running by itself, which I mean, like nowadays, who knows? Like with AI and everything, some of them might be set up like that, but
the SBA lender is looking at getting paid back.
Okay. So in these scenarios, so you're seeing this a lot more than just getting the real estate. Like, do you see this being more of a trend in the next like year or two? Like people, like full businesses?
Yeah, a lot of the second generation or third generation on the businesses, they just don't want to take on the business anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of the big portfolios are picking them up, especially in the red states.
So that's not good, right?
Well, yeah.
But then
unless you're investing in there.
That's more wealth that our families are, now it's more corporate picking them up.
You're
So
going to
it's
see
just more-
the biggest separation of the rich and poor in the next few years. We've
That's
seen
what
it.
I was thinking already.
It's huge.
It's huge, and I thought that too 4 years ago. I can't believe that at the place that we're in now, it almost feels like the same. And I've grown so much in the past 4 years. But so it's wild to me, like, wow, we're like in the same year, just like minus the masks.
Yeah.
But like it's pretty crazy. But like even
But we're working with devalued money.
yeah.
Money's nothing.
Yeah, but everything's so expensive.
Money's nothing.
Yeah, I tell myself that too. It's funny because, and even 4 years ago, I had told myself that when everything started happening and like COVID, my job, I was in the bar industry, so mine was the first one to go. Like March 17th, we were closed and we did not reopen the bar I worked for. It was just a bar and it was huge. It like the capacity. So we were done. We were the first ones to go. We didn't even open up. And that's actually when I got into loans and like I started my career. But that was like wild because I told myself like it's literally we're going in a direction, especially when everything's shut down. I was like, it's going to be billionaire or like poor. Like they're the middle class and even like millionaire. They're making it sound now that like you're not even cool if you're like a millionaire. Like,
oh no.
Some of these gurus that are like teaching people how to, have money and like
the billionaire is a new millionaire.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I kind of saw that 4 years ago. So like, honestly, I like for me and my family, like I shifted, like I have changed my whole life. Like, like I have transformed, but in the past couple of years, having that and thinking it, and it's so wild because now we're here and I was like, wow.
Yeah, dinosaurs go extinct.
Yeah.
So what nursery business did was they sold the most in 2020.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So plants and pets were your friend.
So like 2020. I think a lot of businesses that maybe didn't get a lot of love, like a lot did during 2020. So, I mean,
the restaurant business going under.
Yeah, that one
it's
was
terrible.
Going under.
Unless it's some high end where people can afford it.
Yeah.
Those are doing fairly well.
Yeah. Well, I really don't go out anymore ever, but if like the restaurant, I kind of saw that one. Even like 2020, that was super rough for a lot of like small business owners. They did have that one guy raising money for everybody, which was Dave Portnoy. Yeah, it was like really magical. He was like helping all these small businesses. It was during 2020, but get money because a lot of them, it stood still. So, but I feel like a lot, it just depends. 2020 was what you made it.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, like I changed everything then. So for me, 2020 was a really good year. So, I mean, like just in the focus. I know it was a tough year, but.
So what I learned from Robert Kiyosaki is that you need to get assets.
Yep.
Not liabilities. Cash is not king.
Yep.
Okay. And we need to make a decent living so that we can invest and get assets like investments that will give us cash that we can reinvest. Cash flow that gets you cash, and then cash will get you more investments. And the best investment that I could see for the future and the present is this Roth IRA. And I made a mistake because I really didn't trust the Roth.
Yeah.
And the concept was that when you retire, then you pay the taxes. And this is just as long as you don't make any money when you retire. Mm-hmm. And you have, if you're dire straits, then I maybe not a Roth IRA if you're just surviving. But if you're a high net worth individual, I would really think about getting into Roth IRAs.
Is that the one where you pay the taxes at the end or while you're
No, before.
before, right? So
Yes.
that one is better. So that would be the Roth IRA
Yes.
versus what's the
a SEP
other
IRA.
one?
Self-directed IRA.
Self-directed
That's something
IRA.
that you and I can get if you are independent.
Okay.
Okay, we get a self-directed IRA because we could invest in that and then write off the taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's right off the top. But if you pay the taxes right then, afterwards, you do a Roth conversion, then anything that accumulates later on is going to be tax-free. My mistake was that I bought a property in a self-directed IRA and it went up in value.
Okay.
Okay, so then I sold that and we're not taxed on it. And it's still there, but then I put it into another property and it went up, and that's when I paid the taxes. And I did a Roth conversion. I should have paid the taxes here.
Yeah, because then you have to, and that's what we're kind of looking at. So, because there's two different IRAs. So the Roth IRA, you pay them up front.
Yes.
So then when you're done, or, if you want to, but self-directed IRA is when you don't pay taxes up front.
It's
and at
deferred.
the end, it's deferred. But then if you use it or you get property or what have you, whenever you do that, you have to pay the taxes for the year. They're probably they're going up. Like
Okay.
everything is
Yeah.
going up, right?
So what we're looking at is if you have a self-directed IRA and you got property in there.
Yep.
Okay. You can't use depreciation.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, when you retire, you still don't have any depreciation. We want income property for depreciation.
Okay.
That's why it's tax sheltered.
Yep.
Okay. But when you have a Roth IRA, you don't care about that because you're not paying any taxes at all, federal or state.
Okay. So that's the ticket. Can anybody get that?
A Roth IRA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Roth
Okay.
conversion. And if you're a high net worth individual, you're limited on if you can do any Roth IRAs at all. So you might have to do a backdoor Roth. So backdoor Roth is when you get a self-directed IRA and then you do a conversion right away.
Conversion, okay.
Then it's a Roth IRA.
So you could. So is that why would I me being I'm self-employed, Schedule C, as of now, just like a 1099 Schedule C when I do my taxes. Would I be able to go just straight to a Roth IRA?
It depends
or I would
on
have
your
to do
income.
Okay.
So your tax advisor will let you know how much you can qualify for a Roth IRA.
Oh.
If you don't
okay.
qualify for it, then you can do a backdoor
Then
Roth.
you can get the self-directed. See, this is the ticket. Yeah.
you could do a self-directed IRA and
then instantly
do a backdoor Roth, do a
But
conversion.
they'll still let me do it, even if my income hasn't changed. You just got to get in the door. Oh, and then you go out the back. Is that?
Yes.
Is that now that has a back door?
That loophole hasn't closed yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. So if are you
yet.
as young as you are, I would think about the future now.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Okay.
yeah. I have a million goals.
Okay. My son wants everything of my wife's and my investments to be in a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
For number one, he can inherit it tax-free.
Okay. So right now,
And there's no required minimum distributions.
Okay, see that's a good point. So right now, I'm actually dealing with. So my dad just retired. They do not have the home. I just got them connected with somebody to get the home in a trust. Is that going to be the same? Do we not want to put it in a trust and in a Roth IRA?
Okay.
Like, how does that work?
No, this is completely different.
Oh, they're different.
It's completely
Okay.
different. And if your parents didn't put it in an irrevocable trust, you've got a different problem.
It's not in anything right now.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in a trust
All right.
for them.
It's still yet. If they didn't do this in February, I think 2021, we have this something called Prop 19.
Yes. I see
Okay.
that.
So just as long as their property is under $1 million,
is.
okay, then you're okay.
They're barely. I mean,
All right.
we're working on getting it in there. He just retired, and I was like, we need to take care of this. So I got them on a Zoom call with actually Shilpa, and we're actually like gonna take the steps now. It was a couple months ago, but we're gonna get it now. But it's I mean they bought it for $150, and I think right now it's like just under $900,000. So if we wait another year or so, it might not make that million, especially with like when the rates drop, all the prices are going to be skyrocketing.
So what I understand, your first million is pretty much exempt, and just as long as you live in that place.
They do, yeah. Like it would be my parents.
Once they pass.
Oh.
And then you will be assessed on the rest after that million. But we haven't again,
decided
talk to your tax advisor. I'm not a tax advisor.
Okay. But because the whole point of the trust would be to save us money for like upfront or attorney fees, taxes.
Probate,
yeah.
I had my first one done in 1987.
Oh, wow.
No.
A probate?
No, my trust.
Okay.
Got my first one.
So do you have multiple properties all under that trust? Or is your trust only for like your family?
We have some underneath an irrevocable trust.
Okay.
So if Prop 19 is already passed, so they're trying to get rid of Prop 13. Okay. So we needed to be in touch with somebody like Shilpa to be able to guide us before 2021.
Yep.
Okay, so that is something. So most of the properties are already in my kids' names already. Okay. And there's other ones that are not. And then my Roth IRA is in neither of any of our names. It's under the custodian, the trustee.
Okay.
This has levels of asset preservation. When you get to a certain amount of assets, you want to preserve it. People want to take it from you.
Yeah.
Okay. Your first level of, for mine, is the insurance. And one of the attorneys in BNI says he hates insurance companies.
Yeah.
He has a hard time getting money out of them.
Yeah.
And so the insurance companies have attorneys, and they fight to pretty much to keep people from getting you. Okay. Number two, and I have an LLC.
Yeah.
I have an LLC for that property in that Roth IRA. All right. So, and it's not even in my name.
Yeah.
It's in the custodian's name.
Okay. So everything, and I've been seeing more and more of that. Eventually, it's all like under you, but not.
Yeah. So Mark Kohler is a CPA and an attorney, and he'll be able to make an LLC also.
Okay.
In this Roth IRA
Okay.
type situation. He does some good YouTube videos.
Okay. I love YouTube. I've learned everything from YouTube. You got to be a little selective, but yeah.
Well, a friend of mine who's an investor actually used him also.
Yeah. All the investing, podcasts, just like everything. How to how to be an entrepreneur. Like I've pretty much been diving deep into YouTube for the past couple of years. Or just audiobooks. I find all my authors, and then it's 2024, so pretty much like anybody has like a podcast, so then you can start, And a lot of them just bring on other people that are in the industry, and it's like, yeah, there's no excuse because all there for free now. So
Yeah.
and then, okay, so wrapping up here, what are the actionable steps that like a new investor to take if they were looking into getting into commercial real estate this year?
Well, you really have to do your research on
Yeah.
it. It's, I can't say it's easy.
Yeah. It's a lot.
And
a lot of info.
so I've got land. I wouldn't recommend land.
Are you building, or did you get the land to build?
We got the land to just hold.
Okay.
And
What's the technique in there?
well, it's called path of progress.
Okay.
You need to get the land in a certain particular area that you think that the progress will come to you, path of progress. And when the path of progress comes, then you sell it. And
Where did you get the path? Like, where did you get
Casa
the land?
Grande. And it came pretty late. And have you ever heard of an EV called Lucid Motors?
No.
Okay. You heard of Tesla?
Yeah.
Okay.
That,
Tesla is a good EV, but Lucid is a luxury EV.
Okay.
And this is 5 miles away from the plant.
Okay.
And Lucid is about 5 miles away from.
So did you sell it?
Oh, we're in process right now.
Oh, nice.
But
Okay.
we're doing something called entitlements,
Okay.
rezoning. It's commercial right now, and we're going into industrial.
Okay.
And by doing that, we're able to double the value of our property.
Nice.
So
Well, that's good, right?
yeah, that's great. See, like Monrovia Nursery, I did my internship program there, and the one person did the entitlements for them. And they went from agriculture to residential, and they're able to get more than double the amount of what the developer was first offering. And they made the least amount of investment to do the entitlements.
No. Well,
So that's land. If you don't need cash flow,
Yep.
then land is good. Like
but you
United
should still
Airlines,
know,
State Farm,
but
they
you
invest
should
in
still
that.
know and do your research and like looking ahead, like something is going to grow there. Like I hear a lot of people right now talking about getting land on the way to like Vegas because they're supposed to put that like train or so like
Yeah.
some are saying that they're going to be building more on the way, but it's like in the middle
Yeah.
of nowhere. So it's like
If you have some money where you don't know where to put it, and you have all the money in the world that you need to survive on,
yeah.
and you don't need cash flow,
Okay.
I'd say land might be a good option. But you
In California.
you need to know it. Could be. It's
Yeah.
it's getting better buys each time.
Yeah. And you might just like get in that area that's like a borderline commercial and industrial, and then hey, it might be
Water rights is huge.
might
Watch
wanna-
water.
Okay, water rights.
Water rights. Water's everything. Try to live without water.
No, I love water. I even not just like drinking water. Like I've been at the beach for 8 years.
Yeah. So multifamily, there's that might be the easiest one for people to start.
Yep,
Multifamily, and there's industrial, which is really popular right now. I've had industrial in the past, and I've seen that go down.
Yeah.
I've seen office go down.
Offices have been more tricky. I mean, even for the funding, like a lot of people don't want to fund them.
Yeah.
So it's like the pricing. I even had a client, he sent me, it was like 7 or 10 unit, I don't know, it was like 7 million, but it was commercial and it had like half office, or it was mostly office. And I was like, man, the pricing that you want, you need to go get go get like a 24 unit residential. Yeah. It's going to be way more better than the pricing for like even that one. I think it was only like 7 to 10 unit, but
I'd say the best one is actually one that you're going to use.
yeah.
If you're a dentist and you want a dental building and that has many other offices that you could rent out, I'd say that'd be a perfect one.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be a perfect one. And
But a lot of them, they're not even like that would make sense for like a dentist to like open up open up their practice but some of these are just investors that are just like buying up office space so they can like rent them. But yeah, it's getting costly.
My dentist, he loves strip malls.
Okay.
Okay.
Do they still have the outdoor malls? Are they still? They don't do like malls anymore, right?
Well, it's strip mall. It's not an
Okay.
indoor mall
It's
like
outdoor
Westminster
malls.
Mall.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like outdoor.
But those, depending on where it's at, some of them are doing pretty well.
Yeah. I think like the Irvine Spectrum is for years has always been very.
Oh yeah, because the Irvine Company owns them.
Yeah. Irvine Company owns everything.
But a place that you can actually buy would probably not be in Irvine.
Yeah.
And that would be, well, that's what something like my dentist would have. And he says, he actually told me his dentist money is dog shit money.
Yeah.
He says, that's nothing. He says, I make it in real estate.
Because he rents out the other offices, right? So he'll like.
He's not in any of them.
Oh. Okay.
He just rents them all.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Remember that place,
sense.
Buen Gusto?
Yes.
Yeah, he owned that one.
He owns that?
Yeah,
okay.
but he sold that one.
Yeah.
Because that one's leased.
Yeah.
Okay. And so he bought another place, and it's farther out, but he owns the land now.
Oh, amazing.
And he makes more return now.
So the way to go is land.
Well, land, if you have enough money to live, you don't need any cash flow, any of that stuff.
Yeah, if you have enough, I think that most are not quite there.
Okay,
Especially,
then I would say not land.
Not land, yeah. Only
Not land.
if you're basically already set.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if I had a ton of money, I would just, but my mind, I've been like wrapped in real estate for,
Because land,
all I'm thinking is real estate.
Land, you actually you need to know what you're doing too.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually own some land in Texas with some other people, and we actually paid a farmer to farm on our land.
I love that.
Okay.
Was it amazing? Do you get like a portion of like whatever he farms?
No.
Oh.
We just paid him to farm on our land. Why would that be?
I don't know, but I feel like I should know this answer.
It's property tax status.
Oh, okay.
It's ag status, so we get ag taxes.
So
Okay,
that's good.
so it's very low property tax when you do that.
Man, all these business people, their first thing, I haven't quite had the like click for like everything taxes, but there are some that are like, man, just so good with those, like always in their mind, they're like avenue to like not, to like a shortcut to no taxes.
Yeah, so
they're so good.
in
Some
California,
you need them in
we
your
have the
business.
Williamson Act.
Yep.
And that has to be 100 contiguous acres. In other words, they're all attached to each other. It has to be 100 contiguous acres.
Wow.
And then that you could be in the Williamson Act. That's for agriculture status. Yeah.
And those are more like in the middle of nowhere, right?
Well, there could be Riverside,
Okay.
which is closer to us now than before.
Yeah. Riverside is definitely picking up. I mean, it's just more affordable.
Yeah.
So some people are doing the drives, but I mean, it's still reasonable too. Like you could still find like a house that's like really good size, has acres. ADU potential is a lot in Riverside. So
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Actually, before I used to sell trees.
Oh my!
I was in the
yes,
tree
I think
business.
You told me that, yeah.
And Riverside, San Bernardino,
That is
they're
so
all
wild.
my territories.
Yeah.
And LA.
And you just like these full size trees, like
Yeah.
do they like fly them in?
Only
Or I guess you could drive them.
No,
I just see them like
they had some that were craned in,
yes,
helicoptered
that's
in.
what I'm thinking. That's what I'm
But
seeing.
that's very,
I feel like
very
I've
rare.
seen that before, like palm trees.
Yeah. Well, it's when it has a harder access to get in the backyard.
Yeah.
Then they would helicopter in right
I
there.
think they did it with palm trees
Yeah, well, palm trees.
in Palm Springs or here.
Yeah, if they
I
don't
could
have
be
that much
making this up.
access,
I don't know.
but usually they'll do it with a crane.
Yeah, that is so wild. Well, Dane, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to leave all of Dane's information below. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and thank you again.
Great, thank you.